College basketball is off to a wild start, and yesterday was absolutely insane. We're talking over 100-point performances, major upsets, and some teams that are already showing cracks in their armor. If you want to know which teams are dominating, which ones are fading fast, and which bets could make you some serious money this Sunday, stick around, because we're breaking down every matchup with stats, insights, and picks you won't want to miss. Looking ahead to Sunday, the Indiana vs Marquette game at the United Center has Indiana minus 2.5 and the over 153.5 in our sights. Indiana dominated Alabama A&M 98-51 in their opener with a completely new roster, with not a single returning player from last season. Their starting five averages 6 feet 7 inches and they can go 8 or 9 deep with quality rotations. Marquette is 2-0, but neither win is impressive. They beat Albany by 27 and Southern by 18, but both games were far from dominant, and they lost a large amount of production from last year's squad, including top talent like Cam Jones. Indiana's depth, size, and neutral site performance on a Sunday tip the scales in their favor. Next, Northern Iowa minus 8.5 over South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits have struggled against weak competition, posting 9-1 and 6-1 margins against Merrimack and Dakota State, both essentially Division II games. Their first true road test comes in one of the toughest venues in that region, and their youth, including 2 underclassmen and 1 true freshman in the starting lineup, makes them highly vulnerable. Northern Iowa, however, is experienced, starting 4 seniors and dominating Cal State Northridge by 29 in their opener. Despite being a relatively small team with only 2 players over 6 feet 8 inches in the starting 5, their veteran leadership and ability to push pace should wear down the Jackrabbits and secure the cover. Texas A&M at Oklahoma State calls for the over 169.5. Texas A&M, under first-year coach Bucky McMillan, has scored 98 and 104 points in their first 2 games against Northwestern State and Texas Southern. McMillan's teams are fast, high-tempo, high-scoring affairs that rely on volume shooting and transfers for production. Oklahoma State opened with a 95-71 win over Oral Roberts, using a similar offensive style with high shot volume and free throws. Both teams have shown little defensive resistance, so this is primed to be a fast-paced, high-scoring game where the total looks extremely appealing. Vermont at Brown has Vermont as the likely favorite around minus 5.5 or 6.5. Vermont is 2-0, albeit against Division II competition, returning 3 starters and adding transfers to improve size. John Becker has a long track record of success, and Vermont should dominate in a scenario where Brown has no experienced seniors, poor shooting, and no meaningful fan support. Brown scored only 46 points in their opener, shooting 29% from the field, further supporting the case for Vermont's advantage. Dartmouth as a road underdog against Marist is a key bet. Despite the usual skepticism toward Ivy League teams, Dartmouth's roster is experienced and physically capable. Marist, 0-1 against Xavier and undersized down low, should struggle against Dartmouth's size and returning production. The Big Green have 3 returning starters and a solid recruiting class, and Marist's road favoritism seems completely misplaced. Dartmouth should control the interior and execute efficiently. The almost bets are equally interesting. Campbell minus 7.5 against and 0-2 team is tempting, laying over a touchdown to a squad that has struggled out of the gate. Missouri laying just 22.5 against VMI seems unusually low for an SEC team, which raises questions about morale and motivation. FAU on the road at Liberty is another near miss, as Liberty's advantage with travel, back-to-back games, and overall depth makes this a tricky spot to bet confidently. Overall, the day promises a mix of high-scoring shootouts, veteran leadership exploiting youth, and a few Ivy League surprises. The combination of big backcourts, pace-heavy offenses, and mispriced teams makes Sunday a fascinating slate to analyze and predict. If you found these breakdowns helpful, Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of our deep dive analyses. Drop a comment below with your top picks for Sunday, and we'll be watching closely to see who comes out on top. Stay sharp, and let's keep crushing the boards together.